Hi there. Come on in. You have discovered the Cosmic Watch. The next hour, we'll be checking the skies and seeing what we discover there. I'm Franklin, your astrologer. And the way to get a private reading with me is uh, to go to weforetell.com, and you'll find all the information there for the psychics. And we also have, let me get my cough drop. Yeah. Oh, we also have a chat room that we operate here for subscribers to the channel. And I see Cody has joined us in the chat room. Cody is up first and asking how I have been. Well, it was a week of change. It was a week of of saying things that needed to be said. And it's sometimes that's just the way the way things are. Sometimes you're forced to finally say what needs to be said. And Cody says yes, something about change. Oh, people people have such a hard time, humans do, with change, with with being able to take what they thought was written in stone and be able to change with the times, to use it for today. And change is why we're here. I mean, we're here to evolve, and our evolution means we first of all have to path being taken to its conclusion. You find out, did you need six or seven fingers? Well, and at some point we tried that, and it must not have been effective. So we we often look at the stars to tell us the stars are ever circling around us in the same pattern that they have been for who knows how long. And the stars still hold the same truth. They still give us the same information, which really doesn't change. It's how we perceive things that change, how we humans. Uh, Cody says we're in the new moon for Aquarius. Oh, not only today. We're of course under the sun sign of Aquarius right now, and tonight we are under the moon sign of Aquarius, and the new moon has risen in Aquarius, and that's inventive and finding new ways to associate with our friends, associate with people who think the same way that we think, and of course here we are, we we all um, we all here on the Cosmic Watch have had our epiphanies, made our mistakes. We've taken wrong turns, gone down dead end roads, sure, and by sharing that information, we can help each other and help ourselves. Cody says tomorrow we're going the Chinese New Year of the Dragon. The Chinese New Year starts according to the moons, and it is finally now time for the Chinese New Year. Here's Larry saying hello, and Cody says yes, a lot is happening. Larry, hang on a second. Cody was up first. Let's see what we can pull out for Cody as to where he's at tonight. Finishing up something that's that has been hard to do. You have put the finishing touches. The the surprise that Cody is asking about is, what is it that's come to an end? You see, for something new to come into your life, you have to make room for it. You have to end. And this card's a 9, and that's the end of something. Uh, the past is coming to an end, and that's the only way to bring what wants to happen next. And what wants to happen next today and then tomorrow is the next step in your karmic path. What are you here for? You're here to follow your karmic path, find ways of changing yourself. Think about the things that, Cody, that you brought into this lifetime so you could fix them and move towards your enlightenment. If you came into this lifetime perfect, there'd be nothing to do, would there? So it's by admitting our mistakes, letting others learn from that we can learn from our own past. It's and that's what we were seeing there, Cody, is that what you have learned from what could be seen as the painful past can now really be put into play. You can bring that information in. Cody says, in over a week from now, going into the Pisces season. Boy, don't I know it! I'm Pisces, and the either the upside or the downside of being Pisces is the symbol, the two fish swimming in opposite directions. And what that means is that Pisces people are pulled in opposite directions at the same time. A Pisces person has the ability to be able to love and hate something at the same time. And this is why nobody ever knows what Pisces people want, because they don't know themselves. And they're always looking in both directions at the same time. Here's Heather coming in and saying good evening. And Heather, I'll get you a card in just a second, but we left Larry out. We left Larry behind here a minute ago. Larry stopped in and said hello. And Larry, if I draw a card on you tonight to start your reading, it would be, you learning, you as the student, you learning, and this almost surely has something to do with work. Maybe learning, getting a new job. That's what that is. That's what that is. That's the big thing that's coming at work. I think you're going to be offered, Larry. Ooh, that job that of you know who, the person that you've been waiting to see leave. It may be that you get to move into that job. Wow, wow, ho 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 ho. And that's that's good. That's good news. Larry, that's that means that the bosses, the people that be, are on your side in that controversy, right? And boy, it doesn't that make you feel a little more secure? Heather, let's see what we draw on Heather tonight. see if all of those around Heather, including her dog that we've talked to. Ah, Heather, this is you looking out over what you've sent out into the world. Of course, it could be children, but it's also it's the karma that you've sent out into the world, and you're seeing a return on it now. You decided, Heather, earlier, last year, to take a chance and open your heart, open everything to new ideas, new ways of helping other people, and you're still waiting to see the results of that, and things look good, and it looks like you've chosen the right path, and now things are looking very good. And here's Cody saying, the people from TV, the Cody, today, February the 9th of 2024. If you add up today's birth number, you get 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10. This is the birth number of Walt Disney. Is the birth number of Geisel, Dr. Seuss. Today's number is the birth number of George Washington. That's right, George Washington, who was a 10, and what that means, man, is leading by example. Come on, boys, follow me. Boy, if that is not George Washington, I don't know. Heather says, I'm getting excited, almost done with training to foster. Heather has decided to go through the training, everything that has to be done to be able to help children who have no connection, who need so badly to have an anchor somewhere in the world, and she's already feeling all of that coming back to her. And the other things in Heather's life have calmed down. They've straightened out. It's a wonderful thing. Cody says Walt Disney's birthday is December 5th of 1901. And Heather says, I found out today my supervisor just became Heather's supervisor at work has just taken on a foster child. This is how we learn from each other's epiphanies and each other's mistakes. And when I was being prepared to have my heart attacks, to sit me down and slow me down, I was working with a gentleman who had the very same heart problem and went through it just before I had to. Talk about leading by example and showing you how it's done. And Heather says it is awesome to be able to share love. What could be finer? What would you rather share than to share your love? It really is nice. Here's SJ with us tonight, and say that we need to pull a card for SJ. Let's see what has been going on. in this life. SJ, oh man, luck, good fortune, and money is what it's all about. This is like, I hate to say it, but it's like hitting the lottery. And what are the odds? Man, astronomical. You, but SJ, you're in a very lucky mood right now. All around you is is good fortune, and that bird on your hand is your spirit guides, providing you with the omens and the signs that will lead you, SJ, to where you need to be going, to be in the right place at the right time. And that's what life is all about, isn't it? And it's it's about showing up on time. And SJ saying thank you, and it's it, what this really tells you, SJ, is that don't hold back. Now is the time to really expand and to spread your wings. To know that if you step off into the unknown, there's going to be a safety net. Your guides are going to be right there. They're going to catch you if you have the faith to step off and follow what they're trying to do for you. So watch the signs, SJ. They're really trying to take you down a particular rabbit hole, right? Trying to lead you to where the doors are open instead of locked. This is how you know you're on the right path. The door is open for you. And the the one of the great stories of all time about people. We were talking about George Washington a minute ago, and George Washington being in numerology being a 10, which you can add it up again. 1 plus 0 is a 1. Washington was a doer and a leader by example, and had one of the biggest lies told about him that has ever become a part of United States history. And that is the story of Washington chopping down his father's cherry tree in order to make a point about honesty. A teacher, a grade school teacher, I believe, invented the story, which never really made a whole lot of sense to begin with. But in trying to inspire honesty among children, this teacher created um, a, a story that just had to fit the facts. You know, Father, I cannot tell a lie. It was I that cut down that cherry tree. I don't think there's any young man in history that would have ever spoken those words to his father. Cody says, funny you mentioned it earlier in my 8th life, I feel this life, continuing the chapter of the 7th, entertainer in that life, and continue to come back as the reason that today we have so many entertainers is because of the invention of film, the invention of videos, the way we have memories solid memories. What used to only be remembered within the human mind. There's now you've you have seen the movie, you have seen the video, whether you even realize it or not, and your memories start to meld with all of the videos and all of the movies that you have seen, because they are really just little blurbs from your mind. I mean, that's what movies are supposed to imitate. Here is MD saying, "Hey, MD, is there a question that you have, or would you rather that we just pull a card for you?" Some people come with a specific question and into our chat room, and during this hour, we we try to answer their questions and give them a little peek at at what it is happening, such as the Aquarius moon tonight, leading us all. This new moon, of course, is the time to plant seeds, plant new ideas. So if you're ready to kick off a new project, this is it. MD says, "Thanks. Would you pull a card for me, please? Just a general reading." MD, if I connect with your guides, what do they want to tell you tonight? Is that if you haven't already, it's time to walk away from a situation. You've gotten, MD, you've gotten all the good that you're going to get out of that situation. And it may be that you've already done this, and you're starting now to realize that, yes, you really did do the right thing. Uh, could it be my home? I really started. Oh, well, of course it could. Exactly. This you it's your life. Of course you see it, and that this is you. This is you moving. Yeah, and the full moon above you there would say it's going to happen in about 2 weeks. This is the new moon tonight, so you got 2 weeks till that full moon. And that might be like when your lease runs out or something, right, at the end of the month. So you're that close, and yeah. So what you're desiring, that new place, MD, it is ready. In 2 weeks, it looks like. And MD says, "Wonderful, thank you." Absolutely right. MD, what I do is take messages from your spirit guides. And my guides hear your guides, and they can come right through my fingers and into the cards. They direct my hands. What I have to do is interpret. It is try and interpret what I see, same as I try to interpret what I hear on the questions from everyone. It's the thing about astrology is that it shows us how much we are alike, how much we're together, how much we're just one big family, happy or not, right? We are one big family, and that's really the theme of Aquarian people, of Aquarius. It's about friends. The house of Aquarius is about wishes and hopes and wishing for a better future, and that is what separates people in the world right now. Those that want to go backwards, which you can't do, and those who want to keep moving and change with the times. It the only way, the only people on this earth who can change with the times is those who believe that the future is going to be better than the past was. And Anastasia, saying hi, old man. And Anastasia, do you have a question, Anastasia, or would you like me to turn a card for you there, where you might be tonight? Isn't it wonderful, this age where we can connect with other souls all around the planet? It's just an amazing thing. It's like being able to be in the teleporter and send yourself there, only you don't have to go to all the trouble of sending yourself there. You could just send your image, and you can send to send your voice. Is such a huge thing. And Heather is saying, how does Heather's career look starting with the Fosters? Will that become my focus? Is Heather going to be able to stay with this time a year from now? Heather, you will be doing it and enjoying what you're doing. That's right. That's right. And Anastasia says, the stars, planets, moon, I can feel it. Yes, the moon is by far the closest of all the heavenly bodies, and when the moon is in its different phases, it's one of the biggest things we feel. And of course, we water signs, speaking of Pisces coming up here, the water signs are the ones that are most affected by the moon. The tides are moved by the moon. Heather, say thank you. Heather, it really does look like that will turn into your main focus. It really does. See, this is you choosing what you want to do, what you feel called to do. Isn't that wonderful, to do what you feel called to do? Cody says the moon is the emotional planet. Boy, how true. That's and speaking of being emotional, right? The moon doesn't follow a particular path. It's always going over here and then going over there. The moon's always in a different place in the sky because its rotation is not perfect. It's kind of falling off. Plus, it takes 24 hours for the Earth to spin around. It takes a little over 25 hours for the moon to go around the Earth. So with both of them moving, the moon is always going to be in a different place. And that moon really affects public opinion. It's the only way I have ever seen of being able to predict the changes in public opinion. Public opinion just takes 90-degree turns. And it'll do a 180. And public opinion has no memory and it has no mercy. And the moon signs give you a way. And Anastasia is saying that, yes, I'm Aquarius of the 11th house. Double creativity. Double the feeling, double the emotion. And Aquarius's great ability is to look into the future, to read dreams of the future. Aquarians are noted for being astrologers, a lot of famous astrologers. MD says, how does the Aquarius moon affect those with their moon in Aquarius. The Aquarius, as your rising sign, is the first thing it does is make everything go faster. Aquarius is ruled by, has always been ruled by Saturn, the planet of fate, and the last planet that you can see with the naked eye. So when Uranus was discovered in the 1830s, and they found out that there was this continual electric storm going on Uranus, fast change, they naturally used it for Aquarius to better explain Aquarius. So with your moon in Aquarius, you're lightning fast. You make lightning decisions, and then you're willing to stick by them and back up what you say. It can be a perilous life, right? Because you're always leading the way. Aquarius is always out front. They're the inventor, the one who can show others the path. And this is a part of being a super creative person, being able to connect with other people the way, say, a Walt Disney did, of being able, and this is what all entertainers do. They connect with us. They show us our own insides and insights, and this is the very same thing that astrology does. It shows us how we're all. You can take all the people with a common birthday and show how they're the same, but really everybody is affected by all 12 of the signs, and at different times of the year. Right now we're under Aquarius and as the sun sign, and when you match that with Aquarius as the moon sign, you have full coverage, and you're getting night and day, and you're not you're not giving yourself a break, and it's very easy to burn yourself out. It can be done even if you're doing the right thing. You have to pace yourself, and that's that is that's really one of the big lessons in life, is to take the middle road. Don't get too high when you win. Don't get too low when you lose. It's all the same path. We're all in the same boat, and we're all these days watching the same reruns. Back around 1800, when Sigmund Freud was describing the different personalities that were out there, one of the big things that Freud discovered was repressed memories, and even repressed lives. And because this was before the time of movies and videos, it's much more likely that they were real. But even for people who had never seen a movie before and had never been affected by public opinion and world opinion, they found out later on in some famous trials that people did indeed create their own memories. because you can create your way of looking at things, because your past is always being presented to you by your spirit guides. I mean, you're supposed to learn from your past, right? If you don't learn anything from your past, you're stuck in your past. You're going to keep having to repeat the same things over and over and over again, because you have not learned your lesson. So we're all trying to be able to use each other, so we don't have to go through each one of these lessons by ourselves. And nobody can do it all in any one lifetime. Cody says, all the legends that I looked up to, Disney, Gleason, and Wells, were good at explaining, telling a good story from comedy to, uh, and that's why the two masks, the comedy and drama, are two sides of the same coin. And making people laugh is making them cry. That's and that is reaching out from one soul to another, and saying that no matter what you have suffered, no matter how this world has twisted you by living in this lifetime, you're still okay. You haven't been hurt. Your inner spirit hasn't been has not been harmed. Cody said, and also fantasy as well. And fantasy, fiction shows us that anything is possible if you think it is. If you believe, if you wish upon a star, it's it all depends on what you believe. And Cody says, with music too, music is the great communicator of this world. Music was invented by every group of people who have ever been on the planet, created their own music. And music begins as a way of telling stories, right? As a way of being able to remember things. This is why you write the rhyming. And this is why writing in the first place was rhyming verses, right? It was all to be able to remember, because before the printing press, people had to actually listen to each other, because they had to remember word for word what a person had said. And that's such a big change from the world we live in today, where on the other end of every pencil there's an eraser. You can change the way that people perceive the past by changing it, right? That's all you got to do. Cody says, when I think of music, I treat music like it is an art, and truly it is. I mean, the seven musical notes. Um, Seven is the blessed number, the holy number. And we were talking earlier about this being the eighth life of it was Cody, right? It was saying that this was the eighth life. I read a very interesting thing the other day about why we refer to cats having 9 lives. It's because in folklore, a witch is able to turn into a cat and then turn back to their original self only 8 times. The 9th time, they have to remain in that cat for the rest of that life. And that's why we refer to 9 lives of the cat. Cats, um, pets in general, are such a big part of our lives. And when we let them be, when we uh, when we allow them to teach us, we learn from everything on this planet. And if you can learn from a rock, good God, what can you learn from a sympathetic pet that loves you and lets you know every time they see you? I mean, that's something we can learn from, and something that was put here on this earth for us to be able to learn from. MD says, like to ask another question, please. Fire away, MD. What's on your mind as the new moon rises in Aquarius? New moons are about planting seeds. Here's Cody saying, from serious dramatic music, all the different styles of music. That's the language, the international language. It really is. I I want I have worked on every different kind of radio station that you can imagine, and I once played all instrumental music, and it was the most popular station in town with those who did not speak English. The music spoke to everybody. And it was in a town where there's just an awful lot of international type of people. And SJ says, how will the sun do in the work program? Okay, so this is SJ's son that we've talked about before. How is he going to do in this program that he's in right now? SJ, you already know he's going to do well. He's decided that this is he's decided to go all in on it. He's going to give it his all. He's really, and you know this boy, when he really puts his mind to it, puts his effort to it, he'll succeed. He's got what it takes. Yeah, it's that's very solid, and that's what fours are all about, is taking the next step, not getting caught in the comfortable rut of the past, not finding the most comfortable rung on the ladder as we're climbing it and getting stuck in that step. You've got to keep moving. You got to keep going. And that means releasing the past. MD says, what will come to pass in my love life in the near future? Basically, like to know if I'm going to be single for a while. Ooh, all right, MD. Your love life in the next 6 months. That's how long it's going to take for you to break free of what has been going on, and the baggage that you still have, that you brought into this life to work through, MD. This is why we bring imperfections in ourselves in, so we can work on it. And even if everybody is trying their best to change their life, to find their enlightenment. And the the best thing you could do is open your mind to to change. Never say never. Never say I'm never going to change my mind. Because change is what the world is really all about. MD says I'm an overthinker, and I think what's meant there is an over worrier. There's so many things that there's nothing you can do about, and and we were talking about believing in yourself. The psychic business is all about self-belief. If I did not believe in myself, there's no way I could possibly do this. It's all about what you believe. That's how you create the world that you live in out here. And overthinking, well, overthinking is just looking back, trying to see what would be more perfect, trying to learn from the past. And that's why we're here. That's why we have a past. It is so we can change our future by the choices that we make. The past is written in the stone. It's written in stone. You can't change the past, and no amount of trying to get even with people, of taking revenge, can change the past, which is written in stone. So finding a way to compromise, finding a way to live with the imperfect past, that's what we have to do. We have to, MD saying thank you. We all have to be thankful for this life that we're living here, and realize that God knows everything, and something that you really have to know is that God has a sense of humor. God has this sense of ironic humor that, thank God, allows God to forgive even the most misguided humans. Even the worst, even the ones who are listening to the fallen angels, thinking that they're listening to their angels. People can become very, very misguided. You can become a fanatic very easily if you close yourself off to change. And this is where this is where governments and religions, I mean, yeah, the big guys, this is where they are stuck in the dark ages, stuck centuries ago, and refusing to evolve, refusing to change, refusing to see that everything that was written in all the Holy Scriptures is a fable. It's a story. It's a way, a parable to show you how how to really take advantage of today, how to live life today, how to enjoy life. I think that the easiest way to do that is to work with other people, to work for other people. Cooperation is so much better than competition. The spirit world does not hand out medals to the winners. The whole idea behind what we're doing on this earth is to lose your ego, to lose that thought that you are perfect, that you can't make a mistake, that you can do no wrong. That's wrong thinking. You have to you have to admit your own mistakes to be able to learn from the past. Look, look at so many different politicians out there, and you can either side can use this to throw mud on the other. But politicians who are still saying the same words that they were saying 12, 20 years ago, they're stuck in the past. They have learned nothing from their own past. They're having to relive it. This is why you hear them say the same things over and over and over. If you don't learn from your past, you're doomed to repeat it. This is how evolution works. This is how your guides work. They're going to put you through the same thing again. If, if your guides are trying to get your attention, first they start with easy things, omens and signs, and maybe a little indigestion that makes you think, well, that could have been a heart attack, And when you don't respond to that, when you don't change your diet, change your exercise, whatever you need to change, because nobody stays the same. You're not 20 years old anymore, and even if you are, you're not 10 years old anymore. You have to change. Life makes you change, and life forces things on you with circumstances beyond your control. Things happen in this world that we feel like we have to be forgiven for, because circumstances beyond my control made me do it. I was doing what was best. I was taking the path that allowed for a future, and that doesn't very often include being perfect. The spirit world doesn't give medals for the winners. The cooperation is what we are here to learn from the mistakes of the past. This is why we have reincarnation, is to give us another chance. This is not your only chance. And once you realize that, and you put that together with no one has to be perfect, you're learning as you go. The lives that you live, the multiple lives that you live here on Earth, are fluid. You're learning things from several lives ago. It can take that long for it to sink in, for you to quit having to repeat the past. So governments have always used religion as an opiate for the masses, to ease the pain of being part of this huge cattle herd that's being milked by our leaders, that is imprisoned by today's financial fences. Oh man, you think you are not herded? You think you're not being groomed to desire all these things that the modern world wants you to have, and to get out and somehow do better than your neighbors, so you can get ahead. The thing about wanting to go back to the past is that it's a greed for the comfortable past. It's just like getting stuck on the most comfortable rung on the ladder. You don't want to move on. Greed for the past is greed for the time when you thought you knew everything, when things were just simple, right? And the 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 most telling thing about revenge, about uh, getting even with people and trying to get your revenge, is that no amount ever satisfies. So the need for revenge is never, that itch is never scratched. And revenge has no power to heal the past. It's never going to make anything better. Revenge begets revenge, begets revenge, begets revenge. It goes on for forever. I mean, this is what Moses was talking about in his story of Cain and Abel. You know, Cain got in trouble because he let anger overrule, and then Abel is the one who finds out that there's no end to revenge. Abel had to haunt Cain for the rest of eternity. Cody saying, if I could visit the past, I would enjoy talking to the legends that I looked up to. And can you imagine? Think about that for a minute, Cody. If you went back and talked to an entertainer in say the 1950s, they wouldn't understand a word you were saying. They would say that's fine, but you could use some serious psychological help. if you think if you think someday we're all going to pay $2 for a bottle of water, a plastic bottle of water, you must be out of your mind. I see that our time is up. That is our hour for the Cosmic Watch, and I'd like to thank everybody in the chat room tonight. Everybody who have such interesting lives and are willing to open them up to us, so we can see how to do better, how to help each other. Thanks to all the participants in the show. Remember to hit the thumbs up button to show your support. And also remember that right here on YouTube, we have all of our content, astrology and all sorts of different videos. And all that content also is now available on Spotify. So it's it is available to you, and we will see you next time on the Cosmic Watch. I'm Franklin, your astrologer, and we'll do the same thing next week, same time, same station. Have yourself a very good week.